If you think you can breeze your way through the CFP exam, this video is your wake-up call. I've talked to dozens of exam takers, including those who've passed, who've failed, as well as successful retakers, and they're all clear about one thing: don't underestimate this exam. Today, I'm sharing 5 harsh truths about the CFP exam that you need to hear before you start your journey. These aren't meant to discourage you, but to help you prepare properly and set realistic expectations. Let's start with truth number 1. You will fail if you don't put in the work. Let's be clear. This exam demands sacrifice. If you're not willing to make studying a priority during this period of your life, don't bother registering. We're talking about giving up weekends and evenings, saying no to social events, creating to and sticking to a rigorous study schedule, and potentially cutting back on work. Now, this last one trips up a lot of candidates. A common theme I hear from those who don't pass is that things got unexpectedly busy at work. Choosing to prioritize onboarding a new book of business may be the right call, and it'll sink your exam. If you're 2 months away from your test date and you still haven't put in real time for studying, don't set yourself up to fail. Now, I often hear people saying, well, you paid for it, you might as well take the exam, treat it like a practice run. And I disagree. Sure, the exam postponement fee is a whopping $500, or about half the original exam fee. But I think the psychological impact of failing, especially if you do end up putting 2 to 3 weeks of hardcore cramming up at the end, well, it's more damaging than anything. You've written yourself out and you've planted seeds of doubt into your mind. I would much rather you postpone your exam, you'll have up to 2 cycles to take it again, and reach out to your prep provider to spend your account. Something worth considering. Truth number 2, there is a lot of memorization. Yes, this exam tests your ability to apply knowledge to client scenarios, but to be able to apply knowledge, well, you first have to have it in your memory. You're going to need to memorize lists of vocabulary, investment equations, planning ratios. Luckily the board gives you tax tables. And while you can derive some answers through logic, there is no substitute for having these facts readily available in your brain during the exam. This reminds me of the story of London taxi drivers. To earn their license, they must pass the knowledge, an intense test requiring them to memorize every street, landmark, and route in Greater London. Cabbies study for years, driving the roads and poring over maps. Neuroscience studies have shown that their hippocampus, the brain's memory center, literally grows during this process. And the same is happening to you. You're becoming more familiar with the map of personal finance. And like London cabbies who need to know not just streets, but how they connect, you not only need to know these isolated facts, but how to interconnect them in real financial planning scenarios. Your brain might not physically change as much as the taxi drivers, but the mental maps you create will transform how you view and navigate the financial planning landscape. Which brings us to truth number 3. You can't skip any knowledge areas. It's tempting to focus on the heavily weighted sections like investment planning or retirement planning, while giving less attention to areas like psychology of financial planning and professional conduct. This is a critical mistake. These smaller sections like ethics and psychology can't be crammed in last minute. They too have large amounts of information to learn, and particularly with the code of conduct, require developing a keen judgment. Rumor has it that for candidates who score on the bubble, performance on professional conduct can be the difference between passing and failing. So remember, there are no shortcuts around mastering the entire curriculum. Truth number 4, the free board practice exam is easier than the real deal. Unfortunately, this is something candidates learn the hard way. The CFP board offers a free practice exam that many use as their benchmark. But be warned, it is significantly easier than the actual exam. If you're scoring around 70% on the practice exam, don't take your foot off the pedal. Many candidates who felt confident after the practice exam skipped study sessions in the last couple weeks, only get a rude awakening on exam day. Truth number 5, passing is just the beginning. Passing the exam comes with a huge sense of relief and oftentimes the right to use those 3 little letters after your name. It is a major accomplishment, but remember, it's just the beginning. The CFP exam tests your technical knowledge, but it doesn't test your client acquisition skills, client relationship skills, and certainly not your business skills. All of these are equally, if not more important, than technical knowledge. The best financial advisors combine technical expertise with exceptional people skills and business acumen. If you're early in your career, passing the exam is not an immediate license to become a lead advisor or even starting your own firm. Now, if these truths feel harsh, good. The CFP exam is challenging by design, and that's what makes this designation so valuable. But here's the final truth. With the right preparation, dedication, and mindset, you absolutely can pass. Thousands do it every year, and so can you. If you're taking the exam in the next couple of months, check out my playlist of study videos. I'll be adding to it regularly, so don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.